Probably that 20. Oh, okay, why don't
The
you,
chapel's about
Right.
43 years old now.
Jim? I have your water bucket here, so, okay, thank you. Okay.
Okay.
Have we heard it all, from Paul,
He won't be here.
that Paul Evans?
He won't be here.
No, he's-
All right, we should be recording. Well, of course, it hasn't said recording in progress, but no, we are recording.
What about here?
No, I haven't heard everything.
Doug, I guess, is not feeling well.
Yeah, he said that he would, I thought that he might join via Zoom, but he's not. He said he's at the doctor's office.
Okay. And we haven't heard, and Mayor Holly said she had a meeting, but she might be able to make it, so we'll see on that. Okay. The other one, Harry, haven't heard from Harry at all. Harry sometimes goes on Zoom. Yeah, but he's not on Zoom. So,
He may be retiring before too long, so he
okay. Oh, yes, it is. Daughter is able to visit, that's wonderful, yes. Yeah, great, great.
More time for his volunteering.
Yeah.
Oh, very awesome.
Oh, well, very sharp, yes. Is anyone online yet? Okay,
But I mean, I think y'all have a quorum when it's 10 o'clock, so
okay. What time is it? Oh.
10:01. But, and we are recorded, so
Yeah,
as we speak.
well, we have, Doug, is he going to the main ports of this meeting coming up?
He has, I'll, as soon as he comes in, I'll let him in.
Where I said we should. Well, thanks for, again, let's go ahead and start the meeting. And the good news is we have a quorum, so that's wonderful. Yeah. And we don't have a lot of big issues, but it's great that, the last couple of years we can wrap up for the year. And I think at this time we will like certain motion on it, in terms of our meeting. We shouldn't need a meeting in December, which is good. We'll vote on it at the end, which is good. A lot of good things have happened, whichever that may be. So I thought the year recap has been really good. Lots of things happening. Very pleased about it. So let's, I guess we'll go, first thing we went, I'm just gonna change in this case, the agenda a little bit. If you look at the agenda, the first on the agenda, well, we're gonna have a lot of, might be a quick meeting here. Parking update with Doug. Doug is still not on, so, I'll just go back on that and over it when he returns. So when he's on, would just let me know.
He's not going to join.
Pardon me?
He's not.
He's not on. So when he returns on it,
He's sick.
pardon me?
He's sick.
He's sick, yeah. I don't know if he'll be able to be,
No.
he probably won't be.
No, he's at the doctor's office, so he's not going to join.
Okay.
Because he's sitting with the doctor.
Oh, he's with the doctor. Ah, okay, I didn't see that.
What about the minutes for, are you going to,
Pardon me?
are you going to, ask about the minutes, or you going to?
Oh, what's it? I should go and, thank you for asking that. Yeah, just read it over. Yes, first thing we do is just go over approve the minutes. Thank you. For October 26th minute. Is there any questions, review of the October 26th minutes?
Make a motion to approve those minutes. Is good.
Okay, is there a second? You know, in favor, say aye. Aye. Good. Then it's been approved. Thank you for that. Okay, meeting update, marketing update is that Doug sounds like he's not gonna be here. Let's go to the stay and play golf and prairie. One of the things I want to continue on that, and Brian is see the status of that. And when we talked about it, I guess I'll keep that until I think what are the keys and stay and play. Has there been any additional inquiries in the last time?
Not since our last meeting, there hasn't been anything, that's came up. We've had a few groups call, booking for like days next year, but as far as accommodations attached to it, nothing yet. So.
Okay. The other part was, of course, Ryan, would be the short-term rentals, and one of the keys of the whole thing, and we say about it is there any update at this time? I'm gonna ask Jason in terms of, we need a list of the short-term rental. Okay, that's long time, I guess. short-term rentals are they gathering this?
We are gathering that now. Granicus is still doing what they're doing. It's of course, it's a revolving number, but we still think there's over 100 rentals. I think we've, just on a side note, I think we've got about 30 something licenses that have already come in, but we are, once we get that number, we should be able to share that. But as we may have mentioned either in a previous marketing meeting or
Right.
a council meeting, it was about a 90-day process, and we're still in that timeline. But I feel like as we get into the first year, we should have some really good numbers to give you from Granicus as far as the number of short-term rentals.
Okay, what do you think it'll be at, number-wise? Within-
Over 100. I mean,
Over
it's, yeah,
100.
it's,
Okay, good.
so, yeah. And we are encouraging people every day to come in and get their license. And they're starting to,
Okay.
it's starting to trickle in more and more.
Do you see that once you get this list, something the club would work with? Because I think that's really, well, I know in the past, where accommodations are.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's tough now because you're not getting a lot of inquiries.
Yeah,
Probably
right.
get more getting into like January.
Yeah.
For May, June, July, because that's the best time
Yes.
to come up here. And with Steve leaving in December, I'm gonna handle all groups, so they're gonna come directly to me. So if I have a list, then I can at least
Okay.
push them in the right direction.
Right. Are you still gonna be, I guess, in terms of the stay and play, are you gonna be still in charge of that? And we were talking about that's great. I just, so there's no delay, someone calls, you jump right on.
Yeah, because we're working on rates right now for next year.
Yeah.
And establishing actual like group rates based on number of players, so it's
Yeah.
just standardized, less than 20 players, less than 50 players, less than, 150 or plus, and just have a rate for each number of players. So if they call and they say, okay, I've got 20 players who want to play this day, tell them the rate, you tell them
Yeah.
options for food,
Okay.
and then we can forward them on to the list of people that have houses available for them. The tough thing is that a lot of those people are living here that time of year too, so it's just gonna be kind of a general guide to.
Any comments at all at this point? Should we continue working on it, or it's something I'd like to do, we come up with a solution,
Yeah.
just a reminder. to
Well,
everybody.
Brian will stay in contact with Jason and get, feedback from him in January as
Yeah.
far as how many are licensed and, so he's current on that.
Okay.
We may not have a December meeting, but certainly stay on top of where that is at.
Okay,
Because we need to approach some of those owners in advance before they get so booked up. Because people plan for the following year. Some of these are already from year to year.
yes, yes,
So that's gonna be important in January to know where we stand on that.
okay.
Yeah.
Good.
And then, Ryan, he's on top of how many tournaments are on the calendar and all that, so he can kind of have an overview of what new tournaments are coming in. And he discussed with Doug the October, date for the women's,
Yeah, well,
yeah,
yes,
Yeah, that's all books.
that's all booked, so, and, so they'll be calling about accommodations, for that. So we know in advance that, hey, they're gonna be calling. Yeah, after the first of the year, or maybe spring.
What, can I ask this question? What kind of marketing does the club do to who to try to bring people up?
As of now, in prior years, not much. A lot of it is just like work retreats, bigger companies in Atlanta or north of Atlanta, or Charlotte that want to kind of get away from the city. And they kind of see it as like a destination.
In this, in the women's, the GS, whatever. Bordeaux, the women's.
Georgia State.
Georgia State, that demographic is what we're trying to attract to come up here. They may just come up for 2 days, or 3 days. So that area, it's easy for them to come up here. So hopefully we can attract by virtue of those women word of mouth and grow some of the interest up here. And then I know Doug, and he can expand on it more, at the PGA, he's got an upcoming PGA show, okay? Which the media room, they're gonna be pushing some advertising for Sky Valley at that. And he's saying more on this in February. So hopefully that push will be helpful in getting more, recreational
Of
activities.
course, the accommodations we're looking at, but
Yeah.
you know, when I think about marketing, sometimes I think about, local, kind of, not only just down in Clayton, but like Athens.
Yeah.
Right,
Place,
right.
You know,
Yeah.
it's how far is Athens? An hour and a half?
Less than 2 hours.
Less than 2 hours.
Mhm.
I mean, and especially, you know, when we start getting into the summer months, we're gonna be a lot cooler than Athens and a lot cooler than Atlanta. And so, that's what I'm curious about, what and how we market you to, our club market.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the marketing that I've seen from prior years is basically just trying to drive members.
Mhm.
And we have a marketing campaign in Clayton and Raven County, but we kind of got zilch out of that. So we're gonna change that in January and be,
Mhm.
flip it up to Macon County. So
Right.
we attract people in Highlands and.
Mhm. Yeah, we're gonna change that over.
We've had 4 or 5 new members join here, and all of them are from Highlands.
You know, the thing is that honestly, all those private clubs, most of them are not, without firstly, joining this.
Mhm.
$100,000.
Yeah, and every single one of them now,
Yeah.
Highlands Falls just went to 100 grand,
Yeah.
and they were the cheapest one,
Island,
Highlands Falls.
Island,
So,
And they have a waiting
and
list.
a
they
waiting.
don't have a waiting
Oh,
list,
they
every
do?
other club up there has a waiting list, so, except for Highlands Falls.
Yeah.
And Highlands Falls just went from 75 to 100. And they're the only one that doesn't have a waiting list. So people that, like, we had a couple that joined, and they were like a younger couple with 2 kids that go to school at the private school. And they just drove by and they came in, did a tour with Shelley and they joined, just
Mhm.
because they can't afford, they live in Highlands, but they're not gonna pay $100 to join. They're not big golfers, but they just want to have access to the club, so.
Do you think it would be beneficial to reach out to Chamber of Commerce in Athens and put something down there?
Well, I think, yeah, or see what's going on up in Highlands, if there's something that, I mean, I know that there may be some kind of chamber of commerce also in Macon County, or,
Yeah, we're involved with the chamber and we joined this rec group, okay? And that was in the Laurel. So, we pay a fee, or the city does, for that affiliation with the chamber there. So I'll talk to that, Tracy McCauley, I think is her name. And, so because we're affiliated with all the rec people here in Scaly and Zip Line and the Outpost and all of that, we're advertising along with that group. So we do have that. And, but we may be able to do some work there.
yeah, I think, first,
And-
if you could
And
draw.
some of that information goes.
They
to
have
all
rack
the-
cars. I know Steve used to deliver and bring them out. They have rack cars in the
Yeah,
chamber.
Right,
I think
yeah.
They have
They
them
put all those out.
over in maybe in Franklin, a visitor center. They used to.
No, we do it at Smoky Mountain.
The Smoky Mountain, okay. So they go out and they fill that.
There's a visitor center there.
Yes.
Market on that, too.
What other things you think of something more creative like?
Well, yeah, that, and so even if you went as far as Cashers. Cashers is the same thing. I mean, they have one club, and it's a billy goat farm almost.
Mhm.
Over in Cashers, I mean, it's really a Sapphire Valley.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
You don't even have to drive.
Well, don't they, the timeshare, they've got big timeshare at Sapphire Valley, correct? So during this, that's the only place that have the snow skiing, you know, in the area when the little ones come up. You know, we have snow tubing every year, which is great, you know, but, yeah, so they rely, Sapphire has a large timeshare. You know, still, it's pretty,
So it's still close.
yeah,
But there's
yeah,
no
yeah.
potential in- If it's, you could look and say, well, this is an hour away, maybe you could,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, you're looking
Yeah, that's an hour.
Yeah.
we'll look at those locations and, you know, I mean, we try to, you know, with that Raven neighbor, focus on certain zip code
Yeah.
area.
How did that work? Did you get a couple, members from that, big neighbors? Yeah. They always expand.
That's why, which Brian, what Brian was referring to is we're going to maybe change that over to Macon.
This is a Macon neighbors.
Yeah.
Macon County, Jackson County, that, some of those zip code areas.
That's a really expensive, isn't it? Monthly, that's pretty expensive.
It
Yeah,
is, it is for no, for little return on the investment
yeah.
that we can pinpoint.
Well, I thought you might wind up, you know, getting one or two members. Some people that live around there want to join the club and none of, okay, that's interesting. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, everybody up here gets the Raven neighbor. There's a Macon neighbor, so
Okay.
we'll test, we're gonna test that, right, Ryan?
Tim McClellan does it.
Yeah, and he's a great guy.
Okay.
He was here.
Yes, right, I remember that, yes,
Mhm.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, he does both of them, but we can either be in both or we can switch on and off.
being both is a tremendous expense.
Right.
It's like 20 grand. We can't put 20 grand into that. I mean,
Well, we looked at it, I know some of those in Florida.
I mean, I'm, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm kind of out of line saying that, but,
No, you're right.
you know.
What's the normally dues, monthly dues for these clubs? You have an idea what they are,
$300 to $600.
30, 40 grand or?
Yeah, it just depends on the club. The thing is, a lot of them are open, or most of them are open all year. So
Yeah.
they shut down in November, but they pay all year.
So ours is so reasonable, we're talking 3,000 or 4,000, I've heard $1,000 a month and they're, it's 12 months a year, I assume they don't shut off the dues, it's, you know.
It's
Yeah.
January.
If we just stay open all year, that's a competitive advantage.
Yeah, I mean, we're not planning on closing. anything. So,
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, that's a big one.
And the idea of being open for all year round, that's a big deal, isn't it?
We're the only club between here and, again, Kingwood's open all year, obviously, I think, but we're the only public course.
Right.
that's between here and Cashers, that's open all year. But I know of. Maybe Sapphire Valley is, but I doubt it.
Yeah. You just can't even put that club.
I've never been there, so I can't say, but.
It's a Philly goes.
One
While
of
we're
the
still on, stage play, let me ask
Yeah.
a question. Maybe it's naive, but you know, when a group calls in and says, hey, we need accommodations. Even if we have a list of all the places they could contact, it's a pretty laborious job for them to call and get, or a laborious job for you. If you were to do that. I'm wondering if there's any way, I mean, I know that some people are Airbnbs and some people are VRBOs, and there's God knows how many others. But is there some way that we could collect all of their bookings so that we know who to call? We were gonna put together a package, or so that they could, you know, in the absence of calling one hotel, which would give somebody else a competitive advantage, if they could see what kind of vacancies there are to facilitate the booking. I mean, we might not even know if there is enough available for any given day without consolidating all this information. And I don't know if it's a huge programming effort, or if everybody is in a position to cooperate with that.
Jim, I think
know
that's
that
one of the
the owners
keys
must-
unlocking this. I think that's one of the keys.
Yeah.
Is someone making it simple, so the person who's calling in, doesn't have to do all that calling. You gotta make it easy for them.
Exactly.
Because they'll go somewhere else where it is easy. I mean, it's, it's just, so, who does it? The city or just the club or someone set that up so you have all that information there. I agree that's critical. Avenue, bringing it together so you, or someone within the club can look at, yeah, here it is, these dates are available, you gotta all do it. Yes, I think that's absolutely true. That's key to this whole thing. Yes, in terms of accommodations.
And who do we need to talk to figure out if this is even possible?
Yes.
Well, I think if their house is advertised online, it can change daily. That's the tough thing. So it's gonna be on the homeowners to give you guys the information of what's open, because you can have a week where they have no one booked to May 15th, and then 2 days later it could be booked.
Right.
Yes,
And if
right,
they're not,
right.
if they're not on top of it, which probably most of them are, if they're not gonna know as well as we are.
Yeah, it's always got to happen.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, right.
We'll get a better idea in January, but I mean, Brian has agreed to kind of babysit this whole process
Yes.
until we get something that we have a stronghold on.
Right.
But the club cannot have any liability.
No, can't endorse
We
anybody.
can't endure, and
Right.
because we
I
don't
can
have
see.
people on our doorstep and angry.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing is to help them, not hurt them, and to help accommodate these people.
Yes.
And it should be beneficial to all parties, but you have to look at the privacy issues, the risk and the liability.
Yeah.
So we're all in agreement that we recognize the problem, trying to find a solution. We'll try to work with the homeowners and get the listings and try to have some accuracy in what is available.
Right.
Now, maybe the homeowners need to come back and tell the club, I'm gonna block out this time period and you can use my property during this time period. But recognize that something goes on wrong with that recommendation. It's
You
not
see
on us.
in examples, obviously, we like them to stay in Sky Valley, if they stay in Sky Valley, for the revenue, they want to, they want to come here and get additional tax revenues.
Yeah.
Or do you have any ideas at all, just looking at it, understanding the liability, how you can put that together? in
And
terms of-
then a timeshare, it's really on them to check to see if somebody that owns a timeshare, wants to rent it out.
I Just haven't seen the
Yeah.
timeshare being,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
see
it's
that,
just
they
not-
haven't stepped up. A little. I think that until they want to be involved in. it,
Right, until they want to be
they're out of it
involved.
quick.
Exactly.
Beyond probably trying to gather a listing, of those information that we can get off Granicus, that's probably about where the city's ability to participate is going to end, because there's a regulatory side of things. We're really not going to be able to be involved in the marketing side as far as, because we're going to be, we're going to also have to be the bad guys if they're not doing things right. So, but we'll certainly be able to, and it's real time information and it changes daily. So, there might be 134 listings today and 117 tomorrow and 142 next week. But as we get into that more and more, and as Granicus continues to customize their platform to us, of course, these listings, they're nationwide, worldwide, so they're gonna a lot of them are booked out. I know we've got some of these people, they're booked out all of 24. And so it's
I guess the good ones are gonna go first, are they not, once they repeat? If they sense. Yes,
It's gonna be a weird process, because you have someone call the chamber, has priority. You say, okay, well, we've got a list of people you can call, and they have to go through and call every single one, but if they're all 3-4 bedroom houses, they're gonna have to get 4 or 5 houses. That's tough.
Well, my neighbors have a thermal area, and I mean, they have a very, very nice property, and it will accommodate, I think, about 15
Ooh,
Yeah, see, with that list, the best thing to do is at the top of the list, you should have the biggest homes that would accommodate those people. Because the people that are gonna come up for both days are gonna have a larger group. So if you could say, well, you call this guy, he's got a house that sleeps 15, and then the house down the road sleeps 10, then you only have to call 2 people, rather than having to call 4 or 5 different 3-bedroom houses, have people scattered all over.
I agree with that. I had a friend who fished with, he came into a big, they spent 3 nights up here and golfed 3 days. And it's the meal down at the club, and then the rest of the time they go home. But they all stayed in one place. It was 8. All of them got to stay in one house, nice house. They really like that. And money's an issue, but not really an issue. They just want to have a good time. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That was ideal.
Well, I know that all the owners can always tell what weeks are booked and what weeks aren't.
Yeah.
If we could figure out some way of, having the owners sign up to share this access for visibility reasons. I think we can overcome this problem of favoritism. Maybe we just rotate stuff around to people.
Is there I'm sure there's a software, I'm sure there's an issue program out there that handles this kind of thing that would be simple, you could just be part of.
There ought to be.
They have it, you think so. There's gotta be issues. all
One of the
over.
real estate agents once upon a time used to handle a lot of this. When Denise West was here, I mean, I rented
That's right.
properties for about 5 years up
Yes.
here in Sky Valley through her, and it was really a nice arrangement. She was pretty much on top of, this is what we have available in Sky Valley.
And a whole lot more now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
But I'm not sure, I mean,
Yeah, I think they don't want to do it anymore because I assume there's not any money. It's like trying to buy a lot. in
well,
Sky
no,
Valley.
I mean, there's a difference between property management and selling real estate, and you have to sometimes make a decision, which is more profitable. You know? So, I can ask her, I'll ask her. Do you want to get back on property management, Denise? But see her tomorrow.
Denise used that, did she manage 4 or 5 properties? Something like that, didn't she?
She had a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Houses and the condos. But the condos now, there's not any, there's only a few left that you can rent over there in Sky Valley. Once they sold, there was very few that got, they didn't get grandfathered in to rent those properties out. Like Bill Teese has a condo over there, but he didn't sell it. But some of them did get sold and they are no longer allowed to rent. They're doing away with that. So it did reduce a large number.
They don't renew their contract already yet. There could be some opportunities to bring in the investors to buy buildings.
Buildings.
And it's a hard assemblage problem.
We need, we need housing so people who have staffing can afford housing up here.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we need rentals available for people to come up and stay. You know,
And so what's the club to put together investment packages?
I don't think we're gonna, maybe the long-term business plan, maybe.
Yeah.
It's been, I mean, I don't know what it talks about, but nothing over there is gonna change until at least the end of 2025 as a matter, so we're a couple years away from that fast.
So who could take that and look at it for our next meeting? Just talk a little bit about what's out there, maybe the gathering rights to set up. We struggle with this all along. We know that's, that might be the solution.
Well, maybe you could, maybe like Scott Cost or whoever's at the real estate office and Denise and some of these people that are familiar with the area might be advantageous to gather them together and say, this is the problem. We're wanting to sell real estate up here. We're wanting to market the valley.
I ask you, if you could just spearhead that project, go ahead, after the last couple of months report, just, yeah.
I'll
call on a
talk
couple
to
of real
Denise,
estate
I'm gonna
people.
talk to the real estate
Yeah,
agent.
just say, here's this, and say, ideas that we could do.
Yeah, we need some feedback. What is your take on how we can
Yeah,
approach it?
yes, yeah, people in the industry, yes.
We have Jim Esty,
Is that, who is that, the real estate office?
he's a member of the chapel,
Yes.
and,
Jack Phelps.
Jim Phelps,
Okay.
yeah, he's a member of the chapel. The chapel, but he's, I think he works out of his office.
He works at all the offices. Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
good guy.
And he's Jim's neighbor.
He's gonna be the next Joe Route for Sky Valley. He's gonna,
Does
he
he,
can sell stuff.
yeah, I went in, I took somebody in the real estate office, he made a gentleman like that. I could talk to him and then we'll see Denise and I'll talk to her. And then maybe, you think Jim Phelps has is he with associated with?
He's- yes.
Ross?
He's responsible. That's what I said.
So those would be two individuals
Yeah,
of
right.
knowledge within the area.
Good.
So we'll talk to them.
And if we could by, say, our next meeting, in January, good time, that'd be great. Good.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's a start. Very good. Thank you. The other was I was gonna review, the third GSGA Women's Club Championship. Doug will be talking about it. Dates wise, this is your proposal you put together. Have you had a chance to look at the proposal?
I sent it out to all the
Oh,
board
you
members.
did. That was very, what was the comment from Doug at this point? Has Doug looked at it?
You mean Doug Palmer?
No.
So,
Yeah. Do you have any comments on this at all?
He's the one that forwarded it to me.
I thought you put it.
No, I didn't put that together. No, I'm tracking. I think that's Doug.
Well, I got it. I got it. Maybe you would put it together. It looked like something was wrong.
No, I think the
Was that-
golf association.
The golf, that's the Women's Golf Association. I think that's their flyer that they were advertising this. But
Okay.
Doug had forwarded it to me.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood
We
it.
can
I
clarify
thought it was
this.
something to do with it.
This is the information, I
Okay.
think, yeah, you're right. I
Got
think this went to the
They
women.
send that out to all the clubs
Ah,
and try to get somebody to bite, basically.
I get,
So we got that.
okay.
Yes,
So he
Steve,
got the lead, right?
yes, Steve got that last week and then we talked about it and then we agreed to do it. And then, they sent us a contract that I signed. So don't even worry about that. It's already done.
Yeah.
Oh, that's,
So I already have a contract with the number of players proposed and all that stuff.
so you agree to this, have you changed
Yeah.
it? Okay.
Well,
This-
so that's why I said he's on top of the tournament side.
Yeah, that's,
He's
okay.
not gonna drop the ball on,
If-
you know that.
Okay.
It's already on.
So
the
we're
books.
about, okay, fantastic.
And so we have a
The
list of.
dates
what
on
the
it,
ball-
we've got the dates all on.
Yeah, it's like, the 27th, 20th of October. It's like a Tuesday, Wednesday.
October, yeah. So I guess my comments in looking at it was, what can we do? It's a big deal. We got, how many possibly, how many golfers?
They said 120, but when I talked to the lady yesterday, she said realistically, it's gonna be between 60 and maybe 70.
Okay. Yeah, how many days? That's great. How many be from, coming from out of the area? Is this a regional deal?
It's a state,
Oh, states,
so you'll have people from all the states.
all over the state of Georgia.
Yeah.
Okay, some will be staying here overnight, I would guess.
We got a map.
Yeah, okay, they have to. So, comment we look at is, what can the marketing committee do, how can, I know Doug would be here. Things we can do to promote this, and what are things we can do during the tournament itself, to help the tournament.
Yeah, Brian can give us some direction on that.
Okay,
Why people in, but
this is on a Sunday and a Monday.
No, that's the proposal. The actual,
Proposal.
don't worry about, as I said, don't worry about that. That's already gone past that.
okay.
So we already locked in the dates for the Tuesday, Wednesday.
Tuesday,
And then the practice
Wednesday.
round on Monday.
Okay,
So realistically, they would be here Monday night, Tuesday night, play Wednesday, leave Wednesday. So you have 2 nights. I'm gonna guess probably safe 60 golfers. So,
Yeah, and the club's not gonna be open.
that's TBD. We're a year out, so.
yeah,
I mean, we'll probably open it if they want to do, because they talked about doing like a dinner or like drinks.
yeah.
After the practice round, we'll probably open for that, just have a private event going on.
Like the Mississippi guys.
well, and then we'll get more information back on the response to the media room at the PGA show.
Okay.
And he said, Doug was saying in the communication that he'll know more on this in February.
Yeah.
So that should be some real positive feedback. And maybe you'll get some inquiries or commitments on that.
So for our next meeting, possibly we could talk a little bit about what we could be doing, what the marketing committee could be doing to assist in marketing this championship. This is great stuff, you know, and maybe things like goodie bags, you know, we always turn, this might be a great, we have money set aside, we'll talk about the budget, goodie bags. You know, this is something, goodie bags, a great way of promoting, obviously, Scott Valley. Having a nice goodie bag, things in it, we have some money set aside for that.
Well, if they give away a goodie bag, then maybe there's something we put in the bag to.
That's exactly right.
Incentive to come back or refer
Yes.
somebody.
Yes, goodie bags in the past have real estate information and some of the items that are, yes, or yeah, a nice goodie
And
bag.
then
Yes,
return, you get, yeah, Brian can kind of.
Okay.
kick back.
We did a ladies event at the end of October. It was like a match play thing.
Mhm.
But there's only like 12 or 15. It was a South Carolina, Georgia one. And we gave them all like logo, like coffee mugs and
Yes.
like a goodie bag with golf balls and tees in it. and
Yeah.
stuff. So, yeah, I mean, if you guys give us stuff, we'll put it all together. Just
Right,
put it in
right,
the golf
right.
carts for them the first day.
I think the POA, some of the feedback I get from them is, how is this gonna help us
Mhm.
as a POA? It's gonna help the club, but how is this
Right.
gonna help?
Right.
Us as a
Right,
property
absolutely,
owners.
yeah.
And, of course, sometimes we say, well, we got the biggest secret right here. We don't.
Yeah.
We don't want things.
Yeah, you get that sentiment from a lot of people here,
Yeah,
actually. More than
and,
you know.
yeah, but the thing is the POA saying, how's this gonna benefit
Yeah, right, right. Yes,
us, and are we gonna have more people that will look at and become property owners?
They might consider it if they come up and they have that overall experience, the return, and that gives them incentive to buy.
So, and
Yeah,
if a realtor said, well, maybe I can participate in some of
Right.
this, because I wanna sell some lots and I wanna
Mhm.
have some homes.
well, I think that maybe, we may be dropping the ball if we don't keep Phelps and some of these real estate agents that are local, current on what's going on. You know, we're having this tournament, keep on top of tournaments and what we have scheduled on. They can tap into the country club and look at our whole calendar. I mean, they're really making an effort to keep that current, to see what's going on. Because what do they do on your out golf? They don't, you know, so we're not tapping into that. Maybe.
Well, the smart realtor
Smart realtor would see
sees
that.
this as an opportunity as far as. And then the POA would say, well, okay, that means more people up here, and that will be a good thing, but we'll have some other things going on. So,
Is there people that don't want more people up here? On the POA?
Absolutely.
I know there's a few members that said that to me too, that, you know.
You know,
just
it's
the way
kind
they,
of.
yeah, they're
it's
happy
kind
the
of-
way it is,
yeah,
and they
when
don't
you
want.
hear, it's kind of a
it's kind of like,
balancing act. Oh, we want it to be a private club, oh, no, we're gonna stay public, and which we did, and, you know, we get a lot of income as a result of being a public club, and we're reasonably priced, and it's friendly and everything.
yes.
So everything the club is doing, they're really, and this is something that they're long-term planning and everything, they're looking at our mission, vision, and values, and trying to establish a business plan, and plan for the growth, you know, and we cannot compete against Highlands. I don't even think we're trying to do that. You know, they're gonna build gradually. I mean, we do have new homes that are being built up here, there's free. I mean, there is some progress moving forward at a time when construction costs are high. So I don't know how those three learned about it, but
As we thought, I know that question is how we benefit, but one of the examples, 2 or 3 of the new homes up here are golfers. They actually built them because they love the golf course.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if not knowing they have a good golf course, they wouldn't be here. And of course, they are POA members too. Right, I know you know that, but you got an answer to that. And if you didn't do it, what would happen? If you had no marketing, we had talked about that, well, we won't spend any money, but you know that doesn't work, because there's always someone out there that, well, if you don't do it, someone else will take advantage of it, right? Maybe you don't always see the direct benefit of it, it's, I give you $1, I get it right back, I come back, you know, marketing.
I think the answer for the POA is that from the very beginning, we have felt that if you could get people to come up and see Sky Valley,
Yeah.
the more people you get to see Sky Valley, the more people are gonna, it's gonna be in their head. And if they don't buy immediately, you know, the place sells itself. But, you know, gradually the idea dawns upon you that, holy crap, I could live up there. I could spend the summer, I could, you know, it's a great place to retire.
And even some of the younger people in the community, they're working out of their homes.
Yeah.
I believe Thomas.
I admire them. They found a way to get here.
They find a way to
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Do you guys post like active listings in City Hall? 'Cause we get people that come in and ask about,
What,
Do we have a link on the website to the listings?
what, real estate?
yeah,
Maybe on our visitors, but not on our city.
Okay, well,
Uh,
the visitors.
I mean, it doesn't happen a lot, but I've had a few people come in and just look around the golf course, ask some questions about membership. And they want to know about real estate. I don't know what to send them. I would just say, you know,
Send
awesome.
them the possibility.
Oh, we can't recommend anybody. Oh, well.
Well, that's kind of what I don't want to do is
Yeah,
send
we
them to
don't-
one
yeah.
place.
Yeah.
Don't send them to dirt road. He'll bring in the wrong kind of people.
They buy a house.
Right, well, even a blind pig finds a truck every now and then.
I don't know.
Well, very good, that's good discussion, excellent, thank you. All right, next item on the agenda would be, website update, Jason, and we'll Sharon, any changes at all, Sharon, please?
well, no, she just continues to turn it over every day, putting new information, keeping things current, putting things on the Facebook pages. So just, it's one of those things, she gets better and better over time, so, calendars, people send stuff to her, so yeah, just, trying to make sure that it's active, fresh, current information, that's what we're doing.
I have to say that used to be photos would be there 6 months, now they're so active with updated photos, you'll see the updates on the website. That will be there, no change we could make even with a clip. How can we go ahead and update this, keep it, my daughter always, keep this current, we got stuff going on all the time. And
Yeah,
Sharon does a wonderful job in the city. I think if you look at the website, you see current things going on, it's just miles apart, so in my opinion, better than.
How are you doing on the sales for your calendars? You know,
We've actually had to order some more. They sold out.
would it be advantageous to have calendars?
Well, I think we bought 50 the first time,
Mhm,
and I want to say we ordered 35 more.
mhm.
A lot of this stuff is just trial and error. We try to buy stuff that's associated with the city, and they seem to have sold well. And yeah, we should have some more coming in, but I think we had like 5 pre-sales yesterday. So when those 35 come in, we'll probably have 30 left. But
I want to buy one, what's the latest on that one?
so, yeah, I think they're 15. I want to say I think they're $15 each. So yeah, but yeah,
That's like great Christmas
Yeah.
gifts.
so yeah, hopefully they'll be in next week, and I'm sure she'll put a notice out. And yeah, we've got a bunch of stuff, umbrellas. Of course, it hasn't been raining a lot lately, but we've got a lot of stuff in there that we're trying to.
Okay, thank you, Sharon, they go out to the website, I guess, update, visitor center update, anything at all?
Well, as I was just saying,
Yeah.
we continue every day to get people coming in. Most people am I heading in the right direction to Highlands? Where I'm looking for Mud Creek Falls, Can I use the restroom? You know, just things like that. We continue, as I was just saying just a second ago, we continue to try to have a very hospitality focus, items for sale, reasonably priced that promote the city, and Sharon's always trying to come up with interesting things that aren't really too expensive, that sell well, that promote the city. And the hats have been a tremendous success. We've got some hats that and then of course the calendars. But yeah, we just every time somebody comes in, we try to be available to answer any questions or anticipate any questions they may have to ask. So the visitor center is going very well, and we're you know, it's just a work in progress.
Yeah.
You sell coffee, it goes out and gets up in the cabinet, and the folks in the back can see it, but you wear a hat. Going to festivals, golfing.
Sure, yes.
Walking out and see it.
Yeah. Good. Good.
We have to give them, no.
Well, we at least try to break even on these things, make a little bit of money, but that's the intent is to get the word out, which is a revenue generator. But yeah, but things are things are going pretty well, I'd say, on the visitor side.
Okay, next item, full agreement marketing board meeting. Did Sharon, did she attend any of the meetings at all?
She did. She's not obviously not here today, so I don't really have anything to add to that. But she definitely does a great job trying to make sure that we stay on Ford Ravens radar. And so yeah, they're. I'm sure she'll be able to have a good report in January.
Yes, that's great. Okay, the next item is the Savvy Marketing 203, 204 budget. First of all, I'm going to say the budget, we were in very good shape for 2023. I'll just briefly go over it, and I'm going to go over the 2024 budget. Jason has given me some updated information, and I'll tell you at this point, we are currently in the budget, there's a balance of $5,355, and just from your standpoint, so we're in good shape. Then we have the current expenses are coming up of Golf Life for $750, and then we have the Raven Traveler magazine coming up $400. So we're going to be in the area of about 4,800 unless something's up approximately.
The $400, we wrote that check this week, so
Okay.
that's already been deducted from this total.
Of 53.55.
So really, the only commitment that you have is the remaining $750 payment.
750.
So if you take the $750 from the 53, 55, $4,000 range, and of course, if you don't spend that, that's just money in the checking account for next year.
Right.
But of course, you know, again, as you look at the budget,
Yeah.
4,200 of that is carryover,
Right.
which you have.
Right.
So so anyway, it's y'all have done a pretty good job this year of spending, and actually for this year your budget was 19,000. For next year it's 19,619. So yeah, okay, yeah,
Great. So that makes sense. So in terms of what you have, good job. Now, the next item I'm going to be talking about the carryover. I don't see any, something comes up, I don't see any additional expenses that in this case, needs to be approved. Okay, that's pretty good. Thank you. The second part is the budget itself. Did you get a carryover? I made copies, but possibly, let's see. Do you have a copy of the Jason put together? Each one has a copy of it. And if you don't, take copies. All right. Yeah, oh, you have one already? Okay, great. You have one too?
Yeah.
Just briefly going over it, and I'll go into details. First part of it is the actual proposed marketing budget, which again, was approved. Thank you, Jim, and the city council did a great job in approving it. The first part, in terms of the actual funding, and you see here, interest revenues, and the contribution club, contribution DOA, contribution to the city, and then the other miscellaneous revenues. That comes from, we estimated that time, what is currently available from this year's budget. We see it's gonna be a little more than that, but at this point, $4,219. So that's a carryover of this year going to next year, correct, Jason? From our current budget.
Yeah, if you look here on that spreadsheet that I just gave you, the bottom right, the 3896, that's the difference between the bank balance and budget balance. So at the top right, you see the 9,251. That's what's in the bank now.
How much is it right now?
The top right is there's $9,251.33. Your remaining expenditure is 5355 before the 750 final payment for Golf Life. And then the bottom right is the difference between the bank balance and what y'all have left to spend. So again, you should be in pretty good shape. I mean, I'm estimating that if the 750 is all that you have left to spend, the final commitment for I'm having to do math here. Yes, there, thank you. So 4605 and then add the difference of the bank balance. So yeah, you definitely will have some good carryover, which you'll be using that carryover to make the 24 budget balance. But yeah, y'all are in good shape right now.
So it's gonna be about 20,000.
Well, you approved to spend up to 19.6, but you'll have well over 20 something, low 20s in the bank.
So sometimes that right now, you look at the details of like right now, we're approved. The city has approved 19,000, in this case here, 619. Okay, that we can't exceed that amount of time. So, right, if we have some additional money, we'll have to go to the city council for that. Something comes up, but we'll go in detail the budget itself. So that's great. So we've done a pretty good job in the past. So the question to you is, how much money would there, say something really come up extraordinarily that we, was funds out, we needed to go to the city for additional funding, but something really come up that was important. Estimate what you think that amount of money would be. We know we have the checking account. I know there's a carryover that's available. Just again, I'm not going to hold you down, but it's a general number. And I don't.
Probably about four. I mean, you're probably going to have the simplest question I can tell you is, by the time the city, the club, and the POA gives their $5,000 contribution each, should put you $24,000 in the account. 19,000 is committed.
Yeah.
So you'd have $3,000 or $4,000 difference that would be in the bank account that if you needed to come back before the council.
Yeah.
I'll have once we close out 23, get into early 24, we can kind of tally up everything that's been spent, what's left.
Yeah.
Can give you a little bit better number. But I mean, right now it's again, whatever you do not spend for the rest of this year, it just stays in the account. And then when the other contributions are given, that's just there too. And that's just all the better. And then whatever you don't spend, if you spend up the full amount next year, you need a little more, then if you came back before the council, you should have it there. If you don't, then that's just more carryover going in the 25.
Is there a mandatory amount of that you should carry over? And how fast the prudence is that you have so much money?
No, I mean, it's, Georgia law, as far as like our general fund and other things, we need to, we should have carryover, but marketing, you just really don't need to spend more than what you got. But I'm not aware of any kind of best practice or anything like that, Gordon, but I mean, really, again, anytime you've got more money in the bank that you're spending, that's always a good thing, no matter what you are, who you are. So
At least we don't lose.
Yeah, yeah.
Comparative, that's high, so you're prudent, you know,
Yeah.
of course, a lot of these fundings, you know, if you don't spend it, you don't get it next year, right? So they spend it on foolish things. You're prudent. Makes
Well, just,
sense.
moving forward, I mean, the fact that you should have some difference, positive difference between the bank balance and what y'all are approved to spend next year, once all the contributions are made, as you get into the year, if something comes up and
Yeah,
you need to go before the council, the good thing is it should be there, and then if it makes sense and they approve it, and
yeah.
you've got that, and if it's not spent, then you're even in better shape going into 25.
This is, okay, very good. Okay, then we'll go into details a little bit. You had looked over this and approved it, but, again, want you to, this is a confirmation. So, yeah, all right, this is what I propose the city council looked at, this case, and let's just briefly go over it. I'll tell you again, this is the market committee's approved the budget. Here's the details of the budget. I think what Jason did was great. He just went into a general broad categories of the budget. This goes into the actual details of it, so you know where the money's coming from. Again, the first part is monetary contributions, that's there. Let's go actually into, I went in from 2021 to 2024. Golf life, this is the case with 9,000. I put in 8%, because he's never increased, so I put in 8%. He's done such a, just super pleased. So I put in 8% in case he doesn't, there's 8% increase in that. The other items, and the other thing I put auto photography. So when you go into communication, if you go up to professional services, there's $10,220. That's how you come up with the 10,220. That makes any questions on that?
I just had a quick question regarding the contract. You have a contract with Doug and what that encompasses. 7% increase on.
No, I don't have.
But we can talk to him a little bit more about that.
Yeah, we have a contract for 9,000 going through this year.
This year.
And I didn't ask him to move down until it was approved, that the city approved the budget. So I'll ask him to send out a new contract, based on this. And maybe it'll come at 9,000. I suspect there'll be, he has expenses and he's not further, so my recommendation would be 9,720. Does that make sense? So that's how we come up with the 10,000. If you go back to professional services, you'll understand it. Then we got advertising, and we got 37. This is the actual advertising we had. You can see the changes we had compared to last year. Any questions on that? This is advertising, Chatcom. Chatcom visitor map, they do this every other year, so we don't have any cost going for 2024. I added a small amount as you go in, the actual cost from 2023. I put in a small 7-8% in there, so in case to try to cover that. I don't know what it will be. Hopefully it'll be in that area. Hit this media, you can see the area. Any questions in terms of advertising? There might be additional areas, Popular Lights, we can put that in. Raven County Travel Guide, we got that in. So I figure we'll do that next year again. Any questions? Maybe there'll be something else you want to come up, but that's currently, that's locked in. We can do it. And of course, that goes into, you can see the advertising, 37. Then we go into, the other one was general supplies and material, which is it's a more of a lump sum. So, what is that all? Now go into it. General supplies, hay bale materials, visitors sending goodie bags. This is a case where goodie bags, we put together goodie bags last year, we had them out. So, hey, I think it's a great idea. Visitors come in, give them a goodie bag and tell them about advertising what's going on. That was part of that cost. So our total general supplies and materials is $600. When we go on the back side, look at Fall Fest t-shirts. We didn't have them last year. I didn't put it in golf tournaments. You say, well, what's golf tournaments? We used to try to induce people to come here somewhere with a senior college, we would help out. The club asked us if we could help donate $600-700. So if there is some money set in there, if you got a golf tournament, you need some financial assistance on, it's there. And they had two of them, a lot of small ones. this helps the community, so I think it's part of our. Nothing happened last year with the Neo cleaning housing costs for media visits. But this is a case where I really like the chief, having Doug set up, people visit us from the past. You know, we're always a big deal trying to get people to, you know, donate their time. So we got a little money now set up there, we'll pay for housing and the meal costs. Not a lot, but enough to help offset some of the costs of the club too. They don't charge $15, $20 per member, but it helps to offset the club costs if it comes up. That makes sense? And then Gift Apparel, we had those 3 media come in and we gave them some nice, you got them at cost and that was a great idea. Nice shirt that they can wear around. I like that. So that's where you can come in, you have someone you want to get apparel all to. We have a certain amount of ways to do that. Again, the club said the cost. Golf goodie bags, this was, again, $200. If there's some tournament you want us to get involved, it's not a lot of money, but hey, something can help on that. And so, the total Sky Valley promotion year was $3,050. And then the remaining amount was miscellaneous. That's is good. Because first year, every time we had an expense, we had to go to the city council for approval. Now, and that was, I mean, they didn't want to do it. I know, how can we get around, but you had to do it. And then Jason said, let's try to bundle it together. So we did it last year, and it really worked well. I think some people are feared that we might go crazy. And I said, I think the marketing people are pretty sensible. They're not throwing away their money, at least not that. So, Jim, and so it's worked out well. So we got miscellaneous $2,000. So if something comes up that, hey, we can do it. So that's where we're at. Any questions? So this is essentially the budget, what we have. We know going into the year, this year we got it done and, you know, fantastic. So John, really good. Any questions on it? I think it's,
Good job.
yeah, I
I
think
would
it's,
say that the old days budget would run over into next year, but
yeah,
since Jason's been here, we've been Johnny on the spot.
Yes.
Targets, no year-end drama. Thank you.
thank you, yeah, thank you, James, for providing the information. Been good, yes. Yeah, it's been good. So if something super comes up that really is, maybe from this budget, I don't know what, but there is, we would have to go to city council. But right now, we're good on this. We don't have to go. Any comments on that all, from the city council standpoint?
Not really.
Yeah.
I'm always interested in having some metrics in my back pocket in case the usual crew starts complaining about, and then there's a daggone marketing.
Yeah.
What a waste of money, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, I wish we had more metrics. It's just a hard thing
Yeah,
to measure. I mean,
Yeah.
If we could focus on one thing, it might be how many people have been able to bring through the gates of Sky Valley to see the place.
that's,
Yeah.
Maybe it's a
oh,
1/4% or 1/10% of people that see it, they're gonna end up buying homes. Not everybody can afford to do that. But the more exposure we get, the healthier we're gonna be into the future.
so the metrics of it, you know, it's very hard to measure marketing, you're saying this, yeah.
How many
people
get
on our website? Yeah,
There's-
okay.
That's.
That's certainly a fair question.
Mhm.
It's a hard thing to do. It's possibly, not as convincing as you'd like it to be. How many houses did you sell because of your market? Well,
Yeah, yeah.
There's no way to know.
Yeah.
But the principle is there, and,
Yeah.
all over American business, marketing
Well, if you
is
want,
something everybody decides to do.
if you want to grow.
Yeah,
Mhm.
great,
Yeah.
very good. Thank you for comment. Photo videos we need to shoot for 2023. Is there anything else coming up or we?
It's tough, we need snow.
We need snow. That's how it's-
snow.
Yeah,
I
right.
mean,
Sharon's always encouraging people to send their photographs.
Okay,
uh,
We have a tree lighting ceremony that's gonna happen. tomorrow.
Ah,
You know, there's a lot going on. I mean, next week is really busy.
okay.
Chapel's having the garden club Christmas party, so there's a lot going on next week.
Is there anyone taking the photos of that at all? Okay.
Dee Ballmer, she's really good about taking
Good.
photos. She probably will be at the garden club, so they will have those. And I'm sure there's some coverage that you can get from the tree lighting. I hope it's not raining, okay? But people, the Hannahton can see that on the webcam.
Yes. Well, I go to the webcam all the time. What's the weather in Atlanta? Oh, it's
Yeah.
snowing. I get it right on. Oh, it's in the
Yeah, so
snow.
I mean,
Yeah.
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 And then, yeah.
Have you heard, Rudy, in this case here, Barry, does he send any information to Sharon?
I know he did some drone work
Yeah.
for the Fall Fest,
Right.
but he might still be editing it. I don't know, but I do know that, I think Independence and Fall Fest, he had his drone out, but to my knowledge, he has not sent us
He's not.
anything, but,
I will follow up with him.
I know the mayor spoke with him, maybe a month or two ago, or might have even been around the Fall Fest. Probably like around one of the planning times and asked him to send anything. So,
Okay.
yeah, we can certainly
I'll
follow up.
with him and
Or,
ask him if he would, do the shooting and so forth, but I haven't.
I do know he was there because I do remember him out there
Yeah.
with the drones. So, but I haven't seen any finished product.
All right, other photos, hay bale trail, I'm just gonna say a little bit of hay bale again. I love what they did, they took some of those and made
Made
Christmas,
Christmas,
that was
yeah.
great. Yeah.
It was.
That
Yeah.
was great, just another reason to come back, and visit, Sky Valley.
Yeah, whose idea was that?
I think it was maybe the Garden Club. The
It was a spot thing.
and it's well another thing.
Tear down Cost Realty's ski lodge.
Well, typically the weather dictates, but it's been so dry that the deterioration has been so minimal on these hay bales. And so there was just I think it was just kind of a spur of the moment thing, the bear.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Come back.
So, yeah.
Come back, another reason to come back, visit based on that, I'd love to see that expanded. Very nice.
Yeah, I would say as long as we don't get 5 inches of rain or
Okay.
a windstorm blows it into the creek, it should be up, it should be up probably, I would think at least in the year.
So it's a garden club that.
I believe so, yeah, I believe so.
Is that something you think we could be promoting next year? I think, I still.
I'm sure, yeah, we could, I think it was just kind of hey, no need taking them down, let's do something else with them, so that's what they did.
I liked it a lot. And thank you again, I have to say, the city, didn't say it, thank you for the city, your follow-up, putting up the hay bales and everything just went quick. It was well run.
And I'll pass that credit on to the guys, of course, everybody here, but it's a busy time of year, but it's a fun time of year, and the guys, we've got some good guys, and they pretty much once they were given the green light to put them out and who's going where and why, and they get after it and get it done. So yeah, thank you. And I'll be sure and pass those compliments.
I'm looking forward to next year, bigger and better. So, with the fall festival, hay bales, and very, very good. Space, I think, can grow. Is there any objection at all to it, that people that don't like people coming in? Have you heard anything people say?
No, I mean, I don't really recall anything negative from anything.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, yeah. Good. Okay, reference that new market ideas for ornaments for 2024. I just thought think of things we might put some off, things we haven't done, or things you'd like to look at, share, and, at our next meeting, marketing ideas for 2024. Is there anything new we'd like to add?
I may have some ideas from the Gulf that what was successful one from some of the resorts or from where you were before, like Arizona, and what you Hawaii. I mean, is there anything, I mean, something that clicked there? Is there something you can utilize in this area? And was that more of a resort environment?
I mean, my last club I was at wasn't, it was a semi-private club, but it was in the city, so it was, you know, it was pretty easy to market. The resort I was in Hawaii, you know, we tried to do a lot of, stuff with like, cause we had hotels across the street, timeshares, Marriott, and we had a Disney hotel.
What was it?
Colina on the west coast of Oahu. So we had a big Disney hotel that got built when I was there, and we would do, you know, golf packages with like stay and play stuff. It's a lot easier because, you know, limited rooms. We would do,
Great accommodation.
we would do stuff for juniors, like kids played free after 3 o'clock every day with a paying adult. That was really popular. We used to do free lesson, like clinics every day for hotel guests. So people just walk over and grab rental clubs and just do a half-hour lesson. So the pros would do that. We would go to the hotels and do clinics for kids, but it was more family-oriented stuff. Up here, it's obviously not close to that. But stuff working together as like a cohesive unit.
Yeah.
I met with the Highlands zipline owner about a month ago, and we're talking about doing a zipline morning with the full zipline experience and then a golf afternoon package. We've done it in the past, but it hasn't been priced really good. And they're finally kind of got their feet settled in there. And then we've actually talked to the winery too about doing wine tasting at night. So they would do it, buy this package at the zip line, and they would do a full experience zip line, and they'd come play golf after like 2 o'clock for like 9 holes or whatever. And then they could go to the winery, the Hollywood winery, and do a wine tasting that night. So trying to work it all together with like, you know, keeping everyone in the loop.
Yeah, George Bell's really nice man. He's really great to work with.
Mhm.
He really likes that cohesiveness
Yeah.
of doing recreational packages.
And we talked a lot about marketing. He doesn't market anywhere really up here, very small amount. He said all of his marketing is South Florida, Orlando and down.
Now, he elected to be part of some advertising with the Plateau, which was specific to cashiers and
Yeah.
the Plateau. And, you know, we didn't make that commitment. We wanted to move forward with this area with the recreational package. But, I mean, that's something, if we explore a little bit more what an impact from cashiers and some of the other areas are, that may be taken under consideration of extending into the Plateau. But we have to make sure from the country club that we have some way to figure out what the return is on that investment to do advertising up there. And, yeah.
The runs, that's worked very well. Is there anything we have to do on the runs? We're talking about that big run. What was the name of that run? And that was
Just Sky to Summit. That's Sean. Of course, they will welcome any marketing that y'all want to do, but he has that thing down to an art and a science. But I know in the past, off and on years, the city has made some contributions to refreshments and things, but that's usually the last weekend in October, so you'll have some time
okay.
to be involved in that.
A lot
So,
of people there.
yeah, he sold out, I think, if I recall, Gordon, 25 states, 3 countries, I believe, that participated. Yes, and they did sell out, but yeah, they have that down pretty good on their
That's right after the Fall Fest.
It was,
It
yeah.
would be advantageous to have tables of information on the city and for the POA and, you know, the golf club. Because Ryan worked the booth giving out you know, membership information and raffles for what the golf bag, what they signed up.
Yeah, water.
And water, which was deeply appreciated. And hey, we had really upscaled the container.
Now we're selling them.
Yeah, yeah, that was a good day, you know? So, yeah, I know it's back to back, but if we had a committee that would just.
Well, she's doing early on.
Do it early on, but that might be something.
Right. Is there something you could work in with that as far as the club's concerned?
It's for the summit, the.
Well, I mean, we went out and bought a tent, we got it logoed, and it has a backdrop. It's all over, it's real fancy, just for that event. We have it in storage, so if you wanna put it out there, that's a run, and you could have a table out there with Sky Valley City stuff,
Oh, I
POA
like the
stuff,
great
club
idea.
stuff, and just have it out there.
Yes.
Great.
Oh,
You bent it a little bit, because it got blown over.
great.
Did you have a POA sign or anything like that? Well, I don't know that it would cost that much for them to do a little table, POA on the front. I don't know.
Well, it's just, what I was thinking is if there was a run and play package where they could run and play.
Oh, gosh.
Of course, you know, come on, like Friday.
After you do a marathon.
No, before.
Yeah, I'm open to all that stuff. It's just-
We could get contact information from a gentleman that.
His name's Sean Blanton. I could,
Yeah.
I'm sure at minimum I have,
say, hey,
I have his-
anybody from your group, and just get, come up with a flyer and. see
If-
what the response
if
is.
you Google, I believe, Bum Run Tours, Sean Blanton. Yeah, Sean Blanton, Blanton, Bum Run to, it's either Bum Run or Run Bum, but if you Google,
I'll look at it.
yeah, I mean, it's a pretty simple
And you
keyword
say,
search.
how many participants normally allowed?
He sold out, I want to say 200 something. It's like, yeah, it's like 100K on Saturday and 50K on Sunday or something. Yeah, usually we help out with, we have some signs we'll put out. I think we store for them, but I mean, he's got his marketing down to a science. But I'm sure he would take any assistance to help get it out there. But yeah, it's a big event, and it is one of those things that does add exposure to the city.
Sure. Okay.
It's the kind of event you want, is it? Lean event, outdoor event?
Yeah.
I think that's-
Yeah, working with that, it gets us some diversity and groups that we reach,
Yes,
which I think is really important. I mean,
and a lot of them are, well, I assume a lot of them are younger people.
Absolutely, so maybe it's a longer term investment, but still.
Yes, okay, good.
Do I recall that they do a different run every year?
I'm sure they changed the route up, but yeah, he's always up here doing trail maintenance, and he would be the best person to, and then it might even be something that sometime in the future, he's up here. I know he's up here a lot. He lives in Atlanta, but he might, y'all may want to invite him to a meeting sometime before, just to get his input. But yeah, Sean, he's
Very good.
and he's very pro Sky Valley. Sean's a young guy, probably early mid-30s.
Okay.
But he's he does very successful with that.
He was interested in going into the city to buy a property with the guy about drive falling. So now we lost our access to the trail over to Raven Hall, which is a real shame. And I think he might be interested in helping us figure out, or maybe Georgia Mountain Regional Commission help us figure out how to reestablish that trail around the property or further up the road and cutting in or, but we need some good mapping, I think. That's where the Mountain Regional Commission could come in.
Okay.
But I think that would continue to give him some flexibility for changing the routes. I know one year they came running down from Raven Falls down Drive. It's pretty cool way to finish.
Mhm. Were there a lot of photos taken?
What?
Were there a lot of photos?
I had no
I mean,
idea.
you look at the Boston Marathon, I know it's. I mean, that's pretty impressive. If they were coming down that road, I would like to see a photo
Yeah.
of who participated. We might even get some Sky Valley
We've
girls.
got things, tents up, and there's girls going down.
Yeah.
there. There's a lot of activity.
Yeah.
Show.
Good. All righty, any other business, anything else we have to cover?
Yep,
What's going on the, Purple Heart City fence?
they've been ordered, they've been paid for. We're just waiting for them to be, delivered, and, we should hope to be adding 2 new flagpoles here, probably the next 30-45 days. And, of course, there's been some contributions, I think, we've had, I don't know exactly, it's been a couple, $300 given, but the signs have been ordered, they've been paid for. And once they just basically, the last I heard is when they're ready, we'll let you know, but I think it was about a 90-day, 120-day timeline before they're made, because it seemed like they were waiting on some type of paint, or I don't know, there was something they were waiting on, but certainly as soon as they're in, we'll definitely make sure they're up.
The POA in their newsletter,
Now,
the newest, they're gonna do another newsletter. About Purple Heart City, and they're gonna ask for, once again, the
yeah,
contributions, so.
but the sign, that check's been long cut, sent, but we're still waiting for them to get them made and get them to us, but, it's my understanding GDOT will install the 2 signs at the entrances on 246. We will install the ones on the county road as well as the local road. I think there was 5 signs that were, and so, yeah, we'll definitely get those up, make sure they're up as soon as they get made. The only other thing, Gordon, just on a side note, we've had some people call and ask of what day the Independence Day celebration is going to be for next year.
Yeah.
I've sent Munderland Pyro, who we had a multi-year fireworks agreement. I've asked them to give us another proposal. I have not received anything from them. We've gotten pretty good rates from them in the past because they have a long-standing commitment with the Dillard House. And so, but they always shoot the Dillard House on the 4th, no matter what day of the year it is. And so with next year being a leap year, July 4th is skipping from a Tuesday to a Thursday for next year. So we're tentatively thinking, of course, no decision has been made, but probably we will ask them to shoot on the 5th, which is a Friday, versus Wednesday the 3rd. I think you would probably get more people here. A lot of people, just like for this year, we did it on Monday the 3rd, because we knew a lot of people would be taking off that Monday for that Tuesday holiday. We suspect a lot of people will probably be taking off that Friday for the 4th Thursday holiday. So tentatively, we're thinking probably the 5th would be the Independence Day versus the 3rd. But
That's what we do in our breakfast.
well, that may even help seal that decision even more. But I have reached out to Munderland to ask them to get a proposal. We do expect them to go up in price, but we're hoping to get another multi-year commitment. And in fact, I know Ryan and I even had a conversation. We're very grateful that the club has allowed us to use that area there at the dam, and I think it mutually benefits everybody. It's a good spot, so we're already gearing up for 24.
Any comments on that? I think from a club standpoint and on a Friday, I think it's a great tour.
We're gonna do the Sid Weber barbecue that day,
Okay.
On the 5th.
on the 5th.
On the
We'll have
5th?
breakfast on the 5th.
Ah,
So, in anticipation for the fireworks on the 5th.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way it's looking, and I'm hoping again. I hope to hear back from Mr. Munderland, and if not, we'll get some other prices. But they've done a great job, and hopefully we can have them again.
yes, fireworks light. This year really outstanding. Just Okay, any other comments at all? Before we end it, we're looking at what will be our next meeting date, Thursday, January 25th. Don't see any need at this point, is everything done?
January, you said January, December, right?
But you're not gonna have.
We're not gonna have December.
No, yeah,
Okay, so then,
this will be January 25th of next year, 2024. All right, is there any reason we have to have a meeting? I don't see any reason for it in December. We got everything out of the way. Good, so let's look at our next meeting, will be January 25th. And we'll follow up on it. Good, I guess the next item would be adjourn the meeting. Is there
I make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
Okay.
I second it.
All in favor, say aye. Great. Approved. Okay, thank you, very good. Yeah. Very good, thank you. Thanks for showing up, that was great. I'll accept that.
This guy is listening.